What do you think
You know,
about Whatnot? Because they've been solving a problem recently, no? That
I
we.
think Whatnot solves a decent problem as well. So I've done numerous amounts of auctions
Mm-hmm.
on Whatnot. A lot of people have a negative opinion on it, and I just want to sort of walk people through how the application actually works.
Mm.
And if you feel like it's still not worth your time, or if you think it's not for you, then that's perfectly fine. I think it's just it needs to be talked about because I think people are starting to have um uh, a negative stigma towards the application itself.
Mm.
So I've sold plenty of stuff on Whatnot, and
Mm-hmm.
I've sold plenty of stuff on Instagram auctions. I mean,
Mm.
on Instagram Live.
Okay.
Some of the issues that I've had during Instagram Live, and you could
Mm-hmm.
possibly agree, and you can agree with this, is that you can't really keep an accurate timer for an auction.
Mm.
If you're auctioning off a single, you can't really keep
Mm-hmm.
an accurate timer
Yeah.
because there is a lag. There's a delay.
There's a delay.
Um, and so like if you have something that's very high in demand, right,
Mm-hmm.
then people are gonna get upset if it sells and you cut off the timer, but the comments just loaded up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an issue. So I'm reading here in the comments, like the issue is that no one should have paid $20 for a pack of Champions Path. That's not the issue. I think people are associating scalping, I mean, like a product selling at
Mm-hmm.
scalp prices for scalping. I think the thing is that if I put down a card, right, or a
Mm-hmm.
pack, and I auction it off at $1, that is below market value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means that once that auction is live, that means it could sell for $1. It could sell for $2. It could sell for underneath market value for what that pack is actually going for. There's a high likelihood of happening. I'm not saying it's impossible, but there's a likelihood of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I've had plenty of stuff on that platform sell way below market value. I've had things sell above market value. I've had things sell for exactly market value.
Mm.
Now, when you put an auction up, and the application, it is basically designed to drive up prices. So the thing is that when I put up a card and there's multiple people bidding on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they want it opened, they're doing that out of their pure entertainment. They're doing it out of their own joy. Can they easily go find multiple packs for that much? Absolutely. But in some cases, they don't want to do that, right? You're paying for entertainment, essentially. You're paying for a community aspect that's involved with that application. Like, it's really hard to kind of explain to people if you've never really been a part of the side of selling or being a part of what's actually going on, right? Like, it seems ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it seems ridiculous that packs go for that much, and it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is that people do want to pay that much.
Mm.
They do, and they're content with it. Are they able to refund their own packs? Absolutely. Are they able to refund any purchases? Absolutely.
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you start off an auction and multiple people are bidding up to it and it reaches those prices, then that's not on you. You can't help that. That's not that you can't really stop that. It's like me being on eBay and it's something, and I put something down for auction and it goes for a lot higher than market price. That's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This platform itself actually solves a lot of problems, right? And if people want to gamble, then they want to gamble. There's a thrill of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I had a guy. This is a actual story that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did a live where I opened Champions packs. I only had 9 people in there. Okay.
Okay.
One guy literally bought 10 packs.
Mm-hmm.
First pack, second pack, nothing. Third pack, he actually pulled the Charizard VMAX, and I was like, you don't even have to buy any more packs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did? He bought more packs.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you buying? And the thing is, like, every pack sold for like, I'd say a minimum at $10, and the highest it probably sold was $15.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, that's still way above market value. Like,
Yeah.
these are products that are relatively easy to find.
Yeah.
But the thing is that sometimes when you have someone right here, right, and you see the passion, you see the joy, you see the entertainment that they're providing, sometimes people want to pay you and support you for that.
Yeah. So
Right? It's no different than going on Twitch and donating tons of money. Like, I've never understood that, but people do it.
yeah, like super chats or whatever, coins. So my experience was I actually did I did sales on that one. My first one was I did singles, and then I singled off Fossil, Watsy, Jungle, base set, and they went for relatively like $7, $10. And during that live, people were like, dude, can you do breaks? Are you just selling singles? I'm like, well, I can do breaks next time. So last week I did a break, and that's exactly what happened. It was pretty crazy. They went way above market price, and it was my first time, so I was like, man, that's absolutely crazy. But the thing is, I think there's a lot of newcomers in that situation too, you know? And I feel like the best we can do is educate them. Because at first, you know how breaks work. Most people don't care about bulk. They're like, keep the bulk. It saves on shipping, you know, because if it reaches a certain amount of weight, you have to you're charging like what 15 cents or X amount per ounce or per pound when it reaches a certain ounce. I think per 4 ounces. Like if you ship something 4 ounces, it's cheaper than something you ship 8 ounces, or if you ship a pound.
Yeah.
And when I was bidding, they were like, we want the bulk. You know, we're new to collecting. So like at that point, I feel like we need to keep sharing knowledge. So for example, I did a Shiny Star V, right? I was letting people know. I went through the first 7 packs. And we already pulled all the baby shinies. We've pulled all the full arts. So those last 2 packs or 3 packs, I was like, guys, stop bidding this up. Like the pulls are done. And I told everybody consistently. And you could see in the chat, they're like, no, we just want to do it because we know. Like they know. You got to imagine people have to put their credit card information, their PayPal information.
They're adults.
They're adults, exactly. But I do think to some point we need to keep educating and be transparent, like I did with the Shiny Star V, like
Absolutely.
I did with the Champion's Path, because my Champion's Path also went up as well. And you got to let them know, hey, these pull rates are bad. The only best 2 cards are the Charizard. And at one point, I was just like, okay, you know what, guys? Let me just include all these cards and let me give y'all cards too. Like I literally, when packing, I said at the very end of my stream, I'm like, dude, this is like, y'all know this. Like, this is absolutely insane. Like, how much, you know, how generous y'all were. So I was happy. I think we need to innovate, right? Let's keep educating these people because some of them are new collectors. We don't know if they're new or old. Like, you have to do your due diligence at the end of how much. But as far as, like, something we can do is, like, innovate and adapt to it. So give them cards. Give them some cards that they may need or may be interested. So I cleared out a bunch of my, like, ultra rares, you know, full arts or something, and gave to them so they would know, and threw some packs in for them. So that was at least my experience from it.
And it's honestly, when I look at it from this perspective, right? Mm-hmm. If you know, this is a very legitimate way of selling stuff, correct? Mm-hmm. This is no different than eBay. By any means, like, for anyone to compare it to eBay, it's just I mean, like, it's almost the same thing, right? It's like going to an auction house, right? If I go to an auction house and they put a bunch of different stuff up and I'm not aware of it, but I am an adult and I'm trying to purchase whatever is there, mm-hmm. that's on me to do my own due diligence. It's like it's with anything. You're an adult who has your, like, you have your own money to spend, correct? You should be able to know what you're spending money on. And not everyone is going to be like that, right?
Yeah.
In no way are you scamming anyone. In no way are you ripping someone off. You're informing people. And the thing is that if people want to bid at that price, they can bid. The thing is that anyone could literally ask for a cancellation. I've had people ask for cancellations before.
Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 cancels too. Like, yeah. It happens after the app, though. It happens after the app.
It happens, and the thing is, like, a lot of people say, like, can't you curb, you know, the price at which auctions are going at, right? The thing is that you can't. You can't. It's an auction. Yeah. Right. That's like if it undersales, am I allowed to stop that too? Like if let's say I put up a PSA 9 Charizard VMAX and my PSA 9 Charizard VMAX sold for $345, which at the time was under, like, market value was $500, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, am I supposed to be upset about that? No, I have to honor that, right?
Exactly.
Like, as a seller, I have to honor that. On eBay, you know, a few months ago, I sold a PSA 8 Hidden Fates Charizard. Hidden Fates Ninetales, right? Mm-hmm. Market value at the time was roughly $75. Okay, I've had people, and the thing is that ended in the morning and it sold for $18 and it sold to Pokemon Pelago, right? Mm-hmm. I was more than happy to send it to her. Yeah, I was kind of salty that it didn't sell for so much, but the thing is that I pulled out of a $4 pack and she wanted it. I think that when people say it's new people, I don't think you're really taking advantage of new people. You're not, right? You're an adult. Like, no one's asking you to pull out your wallet and buy a pack, right? No one's asked, like, if I join an Instagram live and there's an auction going on, am I going to bid on something because I know it's not there, right? Like, I don't think I'm preying upon people. I can, I've sold plenty of vintage singles that were in played condition. I went about showing every single side of it, and they asked me, Sheevan, what's the grade of it? Am I a professional grader? No. If they get something completely out of the range that I told them that they're going to get it great, like in terms of grade, then is that my fault? No. You buy something because you see it, right? Like, people need to understand that there's an added sense of transparency too, right? Like, if I'm in front of you, I can see the card, right? It's not like eBay where you have to go and email the person what the pictures look like. I literally have to go right here, talk to you, me to you, and say what's wrong with the card. I can point at it, I can show you to you.
Yeah.
I can be honest with you.
Yeah. So there's that aspect where it's live. You're actually talking person to person with the buyer. The buyer or the seller is taking the time to answer any questions live, show any angles, show any creases, however you want it. And including the entertainment aspect to it. Like, I think that's so undervalued too, you know?
I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree, and that's fine. But to say that this is not a legitimate or a right way to, sell something, I think that's I think that's a fallacy in itself, right? Like, if you can buy, if you have been buying stuff off of eBay on auction, and I overbid, that's on me. That's on me. I've overbid on plenty of stuff before on eBay, and I have to honor that. I don't cancel it. The thing is that let me explain how this all works. Let me explain how the application works, because I do see a lot of the comments in here. So the thing is that you get right in front of the application, right? They put you down on the featured card, right?
Right.
If you're a creator, they put you down on the featured card. So you don't even have to advertise on Instagram or anywhere. They'll put you down on the featured card, and what happens is that you will automatically have people join your live. They'll favorite it, they'll be ready to go, and they'll once you go live, the notification comes up. So then what will happen is that as a seller, I have to create a listing. I have to go through and individually create a listing of what I'm selling. That takes time. It takes a lot more time than eBay actually. And so, like, I go through and you have to put down that. So then the day of your actual live, you'll go live, okay? Once you go live, you cannot leave the application. You can't answer any sort of phone calls whatsoever. Otherwise, the live will completely end, right? That's
correct.
It. What will happen is that as a buyer, I get to pick out what's being auctioned off or what's being sold. So what will happen is that I will put down I'll tap on, let's say, a single, right? Or a pack. I put it down. I set it down for $1. And I put down a time limit, okay? That time limit is basically a minute long. So essentially what will happen is that if I have 5 people in there and nothing sells, then nothing will sell, okay?
Yep.
If I put down or let's say these people are bidding, right? That time limit is a minute. But as people are bidding and it gets down to the last few seconds, like let's say there's like 3 seconds left and someone bids, the application will add another 10 seconds onto the actual auction itself.
Right.
So that way people will keep bidding until no one's bidding anymore. You as a seller cannot control that. Right? You can't control that. You're just there in the present. You're seeing it unfold. You can't stop it. You can't let it you can't refund it. You can't curb it. It's just
you can't just stop the auction right then and there.
Yeah, you can't just stop the auction. Like let's say it's at $5, right? And you stopped it, but someone is upset because they wanted to bid more on it. Then what? Right? Let's say you could hypothetically stop it at $5 or at market price, but someone wanted to bid more for it. Then what? Right?
Right. Yeah, I know they've recently incorporated, I think, a sudden death feature. And that I know that's like one way to do it.
But that doesn't curb it.
Yeah,
that doesn't curb it.
Yeah, it doesn't curb it at all. But yeah, that's how auction works. That is how auction works. They're using the auction type platform to sell, and that's what was going on in Instagram. I've joined many auctions on Instagram. I paid way like 4 times as much for a card, like because I think I'm gonna give them a shout out. Dragon Wild and Misty's Determination. They used to do auctions all the time. I think they slowed down recently. They went live earlier today. I don't know if they went auctions, but I bought cards. They're like, Yizzy, this card is $3. and I think I was in a bidding war with someone else. I'm like, that's fine. I think I ended up paying like $28 for a $3 card. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fun, and I was supporting them. They're my friends, you know.
Yeah.
There's a community aspect around it, and I was more than happy to pay $28 for a $3 card just because of that, you know.
See, the thing is that obviously, like whether you're new or you're seasoned, right? We obviously know what market prices are. Not with singles. Singles are very difficult, right? Like I can't like me, I'm a seasoned collector, right? I've collected a bunch of different things, right? I can't, I have people to this day ask me, hey, what's the market value for this? I can't tell you at the top of my head.
No.
Right? But everyone knows the market value for packs, right? If I'm over here and I see a ETB at retail for $50, but then I go over here and I start putting money out, on Whatnot application because I obviously know what it's going for, then what's the issue in that, right? Like people know. They know. Like if I have my computer up and I'm trying to buy, a good pair of, I don't know, shoes or something, then I can open up multiple tabs and go window shopping. I can compare prices all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Darko said, "Yo, Yizzy, trying to buy my gumshoe for $50." What?
Yeah, his full art. His gumshoe's full art. I'm assuming it's from Burning Shadows, I think.
Oh, yeah, hit me up. Other than
No,
that,
I get like the whole Twitch and the whole Whatnot comparison doesn't really work out together. I get that. I just think that it's just one of those things. I don't think you're hiding anything. Like you're not. Like if people want to bid on it, people want to bid on it. Like you can't really control what's going to sell for. Like
what do you mean hiding?
I think like you're not disclosing any sort of information, right? Like
Like
if I go on
my
eBay,
name, Yizzy Pokemon, as my username on Whatnot.
yeah, I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is like, if I like when I go on eBay, right? I've had many instances where I bought something off of eBay and it wasn't exactly as the description had said, right? And I had to go back and refund it. I had to go through opening a case with eBay, whereas like. When I'm right here, showing a product, I'm not going to show it like this. I'm not going to be like, okay, guys, this is the card I'm selling, right? Or this is the pack that I'm opening, right? Like you're being transparent when you say this is the issue right here. There's a little speck over here. The reason why I got a 9 is because there's a little bit of wear on this edge right here, so on and so forth. It's an auction, guys.
I think Kingsley kind of what I'm trying to say. What your point is amazing, but like exactly what Kingsley Bonsway is saying. If someone wants to pay for Pokemon cards, it's on them, and don't think anything wrong with that. If the sales being fraudulent or unethical, that's completely different. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're being transparent, if you're telling people what it is, the pull rates, what cards are there, educating them. What the prices are, if it's being too much, because I will say I did see one person, and it was kind of like, I guess it wasn't factual what they were saying, and I can see that being like the unethical part, right? Saying like without disclosing something like that, saying like, ooh, like this is definitely worth more, like or saying like, oh, there could be a $1,000 Charizard or something like that, But if you're telling people like this is the value, this is the best card, this is what it goes for, and they know, you can't control the buyer, right? If they want to spend it, I can't just say stop. Even if you do say stop, you can't forcefully tell them. I mean, make them, right?
Yeah, the thing is that like you're not like if I sell something, if I put something on an auction, there's no expectations in regards to what's going on. Like you just basically have to honor and respect the fact that this is going to either undersell or oversell or sell for what it's exactly worth, right? I don't think like, for example, your case, right? Those things that sold way higher than they were expected.
Oh man, it was my first one. I was shocked, dude. I was absolutely shocked.
You didn't even know how it was going to work. I think the thing is that like that's not what you were intending to do, but it happened, right? A lot of people, want to point out the issues about a new application, but the thing is that there's a lot of good things that this application does for the seller and the buyer, right? Like the buyer knows what they're buying. The seller automatically, there's not as much fees in comparison to eBay. They help you out with the shipping label. And on top of that, there's an added sense of community and entertainment on there. I don't know, like for me, like when I've seen so many different auctions go on, whether it's Slang Tang, whether it's yourself, whether it's Gear Ninja, myself,
Omosh, Juggling
Omosh,
Josh.
Juggling Josh, Super Duper Danny, all the even Pokemon Radar, a lot of this stuff. The trend is that when it comes to a lot of different things will sell for over market value. Yeah. There's an entertainment factor in it, and I think a lot of people tend to forget consumer mentality, right? Like, as a consumer, if I'm on eBay and I'm in the midst of an auction, it's those last 5 seconds left, and I want it bad, I'm gonna overbid. I'm gonna overbid because I don't want anyone to win it. I want to win it, right? If it's something bad that I want it.
Yeah. And that's what an auction is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you go to cars houses, like Cars auction, they go way above. You remember when you saw the Supra go above? It went for like, how much did it go for? It was like $250,000. It was crazy. But I think there's a place for it. I think there's a lot of good things that come out of Whatnot. Speaking of future-wise, it's just so new, and I feel like they are looking for creators too, you know? And as soon as that gap fills, I think a lot of things will start settling down too, you know? And it's like the new kid on the block. It's new. They're like, ew, something new and shiny. Like, we want to stick to our. I mean, you can kind of see that.
I think it's just important. Like, if you, my thing is this, okay? If it's not for you, then it's not for you. But I think it's important not to hate on everything that's new. I think it's important to keep an open mind. You know, it might not be for you, and that's totally fine. I can respect that. I just think that, you know, I think calling something unethical when there's nothing really nothing bad actually happening, I think that's an issue, right? Like, we're not really, you know, we're not talking ish on people. We're just trying to have a productive conversation. I think another thing to add is that when Whatnot reached out to me, they reached out to a lot of creators, right? The reason why they reached out to these people is because they saw that they're reputable members of the community, in the sense that they're not going to they care about their image as a company. They care about their image. They don't want people to get scammed, right? And another thing to add is that they have a strike system in place, right? 4 strikes and you're out, which means and the only way you get strike down, like your account gets strike down, is if you don't ship out those products in time, you get strike down. So, like, they have a 48-hour shipping policy. So if you don't ship out within those 48 hours, you get a strike. And the 4 times you get it, they're going to temporarily put your account on hold. So the thing is that there's a vetting process to this application. Not everyone can sell almost immediately. And if you do, I think you have to, if you're anyone else, right? If you're not a really creator, I think you have to fill out an application or a form to actually start selling on the platform itself.
100%. 100%. So, can you add a buy it now option? Yes, you can add a buy it now auction. So there's 2 options. You can either do a buy it now or a auction only. But there's no cap. So you can't do an auction that says if it hits $15, then that's it. You know. Plus that wouldn't make sense, because then you could just buy it now. So if you don't want, if you're more of you just want to sell and get it over with, or you want to add an entertainment aspect to it, which auction is, it's super entertaining. Then there's that.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is I've actually put some things on there for buy it now. Like, I've done that, right? If you're someone who does breaks, I mean, it could be, you know, I think the thing is that it was your first time, right? Like, if you do breaks, you can do it that way too. The thing is that I find it kind of difficult to actually sell everything that I have if it's on a buy it now option. If it's on an auction, things are more likely to get sold because it's in that moment, it's in the heat, right?
Yeah. What was I thinking? I'm reading. You get strike for cancellation too. Yes, you get strikes for cancellation too. So probably better to do items that are valued over $25. Yes, it's better to do value over $25. Some people group packs up. You can do that as well.
Not even that. It's like you can sell things for $1, right? The thing is that let's say I'm a buyer, right? If I sell something for $1, what will happen is that they're going to charge you for shipping, obviously. But let's say I buy multiple items. The thing is, what's going to happen is that you can, as a seller, you get to bundle all those purchases, and they go onto one tracking label. It all gets shipped together. So like that buyer isn't going to be charged for every piece of shipping, right? And another question just popped up in here: can you put a minimum limit? No, it's an auction. That's why it's an auction.
Yeah.
This is not like cryptocurrency where if something's right here, if it's at the highest right here, I can put a sell order right here or a buy order at this amount, right? That's not how it works.
He meant bundle.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they call it
bungle. Yeah, but it's basically a bundle, like a bundle,
Yeah.
shipped out bundle with for what they bought. So
they just call it a bungle on the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there is no minimum limit in regards to an auction. Like it's like eBay basically. Like guys, it's a competitor to eBay. That's just basically what it is. It's a
live eBay basically.
Yeah. And you can put a starting bid at like for example for me, when I started my PSA 9 Charizard, I put a starting bid at $300, right? And it sold for $345. That's still under market value.
Yeah. So it just depends. It just depends.
And it sold for over $100.
I had one that was about to sell for $3 for one of my packs, Champions Pack. But somebody, I was reaching for it. It was like 3, 2, 1. I was like, cool, let's open it. And then somebody sniped it. So, and I was more than happy. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, it was my first time. I was having fun with the community. I mean, as a content creator, I love like people interacting with people, that's why I do this. Like the whole point of content creating is to get views. It's to meet new people. It's to entertain y'all. Like I'm not doing this just for like, of course I have passion that I think content creating needs to be built off passion, but for someone to say, that you're content creating, you don't care about the clout, or you don't care about the views, or you don't care about the AdSense, or you don't care about the K by your name. It's false. It's absolutely false. You wanting to influence people. You're wanting to talk to people. You want to get involved. You want a community aspect, and you don't want to you don't want to do all this work. Like I've been creating content for over a year without any AdSense, right? And I recently got monetized the last 2-3 months, and it feels good to be rewarded for that, And I would be lying to you if I said I don't care about the money. It's like I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like it feels rewarding to actually get a little bit back. I mean, I still work a 9 to 5, and dude, being a PokeTuber, you cannot make a living off of being a PokeTuber. Like,
no, you can't.
I'm opening if I make a video, right? I'm opening $100 worth of products, and in terms of Lootbox, who we had last week, they open like over $1,000 every video. And we get like $15 a video based off your CPM, And so to say like you're doing it for the money, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, especially in this part, right? Darkle can even let you know, when you
start adults here.
Yeah, we're adults
here, right? Like I've talked, my good friend Jordan Fringe, I've spoken to him tremendous amount of times in regards to YouTube, because like that's something that I just don't. That's something that's one platform I just don't post on, right? Yet, I can't tell you how many times he'll open up hundreds of dollars worth of product on his platform, and then he'll say, "Yeah, I'm in the red."
Yeah. Like even Pat Flynn, he actually said it he started his new Pokemon podcast, Deep Pocket Monsters.
Channel.
Yeah, YouTube
Is
channel. Yeah. No, it's not a wait, what?
You said podcast.
No, sorry, not podcast. He does not a podcast. He does his live on his main channel, which is really entertaining and very informative. I really like that. I recently started watching it this week, which like he's been here so long and I haven't even like been to his channel, but I finally did and I really enjoyed it. I need to purchase one of his books. But he opened a separate channel called Deep Pocket Monsters. Y'all should all go check it out. It's very nice, very well edited, and very well. It's I don't know. It's pretty refreshing. Like you don't see anything like it in the Pokemon community right now. But he talked about on his main channel that he's using his stocks and stuff he's invested in to fund his Pokemon hobby. Like he's not doing it. The point I'm making is he's not doing it to make money. Like you know what I'm saying? Like our motive.
Why do you guys think that I don't even open up Pokemon packs? This is why, because I don't like being in the red. I hate the feeling of losing $3.99 for a $4 pack, right? Like just to pull out just a few cents worth of cards, like it's crushing. Like as an adult who's so conscientious of the money that he spends, that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't participate in pack battles. I mean, in pack breaks, because I know
Yeah.
how expensive it gets. I
Yeah.
know that I don't like gambling. Some people like gambling.
Yeah. I gamble. Not like gamble, but like I dude, I'm part of so many pack breaks. Like I did Sin's pack break. I did Gary Oak's pack break, Polish Rob's pack break, Marion's pack break. Like I'm so involved in all these other people, you know? Like if I was in it for myself, I wouldn't even join everyone else's, you know? I'm involved in some of these whatnot apps. It's absolutely funny.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it. Like it's entertaining. I love the community. And like I mean, a lot of people in here. I do my daily pack breaks on Friday too, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. We did like a casino style last or yesterday. Of course, you actually got everything. It's not nobody left empty-handed, okay? But yeah. What else? We're
I don't know.
gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that like the whole I think that there just needs to be um an understanding as like people who do sell stuff in regards of Pokemon. I think that um like if you're not hurting someone else's hobby, if your actions in regards to your sales do not hurt anyone else, then I think that you're fine, right? I think that if you auction something off and someone spends over or under it, I think as a seller you have to respect that and honor that. And then as a buyer, you know, one of the biggest issues that I've seen is people canceling auctions, right? Like I've seen it happen. Like my buddy Alex Hodges, he had, you know, I think it was a PSA 6 base set Charizard card, and he had it on auction, and he put it up on auction 2 or 3 different times. They sold for, you know, at that time it was a lot of money. I think it was over $1,000 for a PSA 6 at that time. The thing is that so many people just canceled on him. Like it was like 2 or 3 times where people canceled on him, and it's frustrating as a seller for that to happen.
It is.
So I think like this platform is great. I think that it's like, you know, I've only done 2 auctions on there, and you know, I didn't know how my first auction was going to go, but it's important to go into certain situations with an open mind rather than, you know, just, you know, excuse my language, but shit on it for no particular reason because you don't have a complete understanding of how the application works or how things actually works. Like, I don't think people really understand how the ins and outs of it unless they actually sell something on there, right? It's like someone trying to tell me about the condition of a card if they've never graded a card before, right? It's like all the cards that you see on Facebook Marketplace, and people say, oh, this is a mint condition card, but when I look at it, it's like a PSA 6 quality of a card.
Yeah, that's wrong.
If you don't understand the process, I think that's when there's issues.